Oh, I promise y'all, technology does not like me. I was so here getting ready and I was hitting the button like go live, but it's always something. But as promised, I am here. Episode 2 of my series, right? We're raw rebuilding, and I came here to tell you exactly how it's going. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to wait a little second before I jump in. I should have got my water, but I didn't. But it won't be long. It's only going to be about a 15-minute video. I'm going to try to be out by like 7:30. I'll share my story, open up my story, and I will just want to be raw and authentic. I wanted to apologize because I know I was supposed to do this Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was just so emotional. It was so many things going on, right? So I couldn't even do it. Like, honestly, I just couldn't be myself. So I'd rather come here, which is today, right, and be myself authentically. So I couldn't be myself. I wasn't even this bubbly, and I'm always like, this is my regular, right? So how dare I, right? How dare I try to go live last Wednesday? And I didn't want to do that. So I want to be authentic because this is real. This is stuff that people need to know. And I made a promise to be authentic and share my story. Okay, so hello, everyone. It is Coach Anita Monique, and we are diving into episode 2, darkness in the diagnosis. Oh my goodness, it's so emotional. Even preparing for this, right? It was super emotional preparing for it. I'm taking you back to 2016. So I hope you all are ready. I wish I would have bought my drink, but I didn't bring it over here. But it's okay. I hope you got yours. I hope you have your drink. So let's go back until 2016. 2016, that was a time. Can you believe it's like 10 years ago? Right? I'm 9 years in my diagnosis now, right? But it was 11/11 will make 10 years. So I'm 9 years in. You know, that's my favorite number. It's all about transition and transformation and all that stuff. But yes, so taking back to 2016, I'm taking you back to when I was originally diagnosed, right? So let's go. We're not going back to 11/11. We're going to go back to a few months before 11/11. We're going back till about July of 2016. You ready? So in July of 2016, I was in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in, right? The person isn't bad. I'm old enough to understand that people aren't bad. I'm gonna move you a little bit closer to me. People aren't bad. They may be just bad for each other, right? And I was 30. I was just turning 30. I just turned 30. And I was forced in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in because I was 30. I felt like that's what 30-year-olds should do, right? They should be in a relationship. And in my 20s, I lived my best life. That's a story for another day, but I lived my best life authentically, like really authentically. So when it came around 30, I was like, maybe I should settle down. Maybe I should just settle, right? Or just settle. And I was forcing something I shouldn't have, forcing it, becoming a girlfriend. There was stressful things going on in life, in my personal life, and it was just too much. And my body was like, you know what, Anita? We're not even going through all this, right? We're not even going to do this. But I had no idea what was going on. So in that relationship that I shouldn't have really been in, but he's not a bad person. So I will never say that or try to cap that he is. Um, I like we were having one of our disagreements. And while we were having one of the disagreements, One of my favorite shows, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that was on. And I've seen all the episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like a lot of times. But during this little debate, Will Smith's face was blurry. And I was like, hold up, I saw this episode many times, but his face never looked like that, right? It never looked like that. So, what is going on? I immediately knew something was wrong. It went away, um, but that's still something that concerned me. During the time in 2016, I was an optician for the lead in Atlanta. Like, it is, I mean, it's the best. Like, honestly, saying that it is literally the best. So, um, I don't know what I have two things going on. Let me see if I can take that off. Okay, so that's better. I'm so sorry, guys. I was like, why am I missing you twice? I told y'all technology does not like me, okay? Technology doesn't like me. So where was I in my story? Okay, so it was blurry, and I was like, oh no, something is going on. And I worked at the lead for that time. Like, I worked for the lead in Atlanta. So I was like, oh heck no. It was a Saturday when we were having that like debate. Uh, but I was like, when I get ready and I go to work on Monday, I'm going straight to the office, the doctor's office. And I did. I did just that. And I just thought it was something. I slept in my contact lenses, right? I just had to admit that to him, right? To the doctor at the time. And I had to pick out my glasses for the week. I was like going over glasses, cute glasses for my outfits. And I was doing that. And then he started to get really detailed with the tests. I actually had to not call out of work because literally I was there, but he actually had somebody cover my shifts because he was like, this is going to be more. We're going to run some tests. It's going to take a little bit of time. We have to have somebody cover your area. And I was like, oh, snap, what is going on? Right. So he ran a few tests, and by the end of those tests, by the end of that day, he was telling me, okay, this looks like a certain thing. I want you to go get further testing so we can see for sure. Fast forward, went to a neurology office for MS, and turns out that was a diagnosis, right? That was a diagnosis. Um, MS was the official diagnosis, and that just made me seem so afraid. When the doctor came in, I was like, what do you mean MS? Right? Like, what do you mean? I'm a black woman. I'm 30 years old. How could it be that I'm diagnosed with MS? Right? So that made me feel very afraid, very like, what's next? What's going to happen? So there's a twofold to that story. So nothing literally happened then, right? So I was diagnosed with it, but nothing happened. I immediately went, reread my whole refrigerator, looked up Dr. Terry Walls. I was like, okay, we're going to fight this, right? Fast forward to a few years, 2016, fast forward to 2020. So when the whole world closed, that's when my body changed. When the whole world closed, I had to stay still because I had to listen to the people that were saying, the doctors, not just people, who were saying you should perhaps stay away, stay away from big crowds, right? Because they didn't know what was going on. There were no vaccinations. And then when the vaccinations came out, I was a little hesitant on it because of different reasons, right? I noticed that with the vaccinations, it could bring out symptoms. So, that was a really, really dark time because I was like, what is going on? What is happening to my body? So it wasn't until 2020 when I stayed still that my body began to change, right? My body began to change. Staying in place was honestly the worst thing I could have done. And that is one of the biggest reasons that I'm telling my story, right? Because staying still was horrible. That was a bad decision. And the decision for me to go vegan, although it's amazing and it's very healing for some people, for a neuromuscular disease, that was a bad choice. That was a really bad choice. And I'm sharing my story so hopefully it can help other people, right? Neuromuscular disease, like my muscles. I didn't give my muscles protein. There's no protein in produce, really, right? So I was making my muscles weak. And then on top of that, I was studying. I sat down just like this and I was seated all day. And I learned a lot, right? I learned a lot. I learned a hell of a lot, but I stayed still. So every time I got up to move, it was harder and harder and harder, right? But I knew in math, back like the back of my hand, right? But that is one of the things, and that's the darkest. I'm just knowing that something's going on, you're diagnosed with something, what is happening to your body, right? So I would honestly say from 2016 to 2020, wouldn't even be able to tell. I was moving, I was going, it was fine. And then when I slowed down my body, hey Kiki, um, that's when I noticed a big difference in change. So I would tell every single body to move your body. You have to. The worst thing, the people don't want you to feel uncomfortable, right? And because they don't want you to feel uncomfortable, they want to do everything for you, right? I've had doctors ask me, do you want a wheelchair? Do you want a scooter? Do you want this or that? And I fight and say no, right? Because if I lose the muscles in my legs, my spine is tight. It feels like a rubber band is around it. I don't even know what's going on, right? I don't know what's going on with that. But it feels like a rubber band is around it. And that's what makes it harder to move and be mobile. The muscles in my legs are fine, right? They're fine. And I'm afraid to get in a scooter because I'm afraid they won't be fine. Because you have to use it or lose it. You have to use it or lose it. And that is the darkness in diagnosis, right? The learning so much. I learned so much about MS. It was nothing anyone can tell me about MS because it was unknown. Like I'm the first in my family, right? So I had to learn it. And unfortunately, I was learning all those things during COVID. The whole world shut down during the pandemic, right? We didn't know what was going on. But during that time, and it was some years ago, during some time they said it was safest, right? You work from home, you stay put. And I did that. I did exactly that. And I was like, wait, why is it harder for me to move around? Right. And that is something I wish that we would have known. Right. It's very, very important to build muscle. And I'm going to tell you a secret just because you're here, right? The body, the human body, and listen to this very carefully because I did not learn this until I started physical therapy. But the body, everybody, right? Everybody's body has over 600 muscles in the body. 600 muscles. Why the hell didn't I know that before going to physical therapy? Why didn't any of my doctors discuss that with me, right? 600 damn muscles. That's like if you, when you're chewing, you're talking, you're walking, everything you want to do, a muscle sets it off for you to do it. So if your muscles are degenerated, right? If your muscles are degenerated, you can't do that action. Whatever it is, you cannot do that, right? So that is what my raw rebuild is about. I am super grateful. I had a journey, right? I didn't want to do medicine. I didn't start off doing medication. I did medicine my 8th year. my 8th year of diagnosis. 2025 last year was my first time doing it. And since then, I have an amazing neurological team, right? Amazing. I'm in physical therapy. I have a physiotherapist. My physical therapist is amazing. Um, and it's so many things that I'm doing to build my body. But the most grateful thing I'm so grateful that the majority of, well, the only symptom I have, my hands get a little numb too sometimes, but the majority symptom that I have is mobility, right? And those are muscles that, guess what? It can be rebuilt. So I'm super happy. And that's what I'm doing now. And that's why this is a raw rebuild, right? I'm doing that now, rebuilding it. And it is very nasty and hard when you're first doing it, because literally what we are doing is waking up the muscles that was Netflixing and chilling for, like, in my case, like 2 years, a year and a half. It was just Netflixing and chilling. And then when you're waking it up, you're disturbing it from the nap, right? You're disturbing it from it just chilling. So it doesn't really like that, right? So it's not comfortable at all. I don't want to lie and tell anyone that it is comfortable, because it's not comfortable. But those muscles have to wake up, because those muscles carry me. Those muscles carry you, right? We have to wake those muscles up. And there were so many things I studied. Grateful, I'm a walls practitioner. Grateful, I'm an IIN health coach. Like, I'm really grateful for those things and me knowing those things. But I sat down learning and doing all those things, right? And I didn't move my body until now, right? Now I'm in doing a workout. I have a committed workout that I'm doing every single day. Because this year, I don't know if you followed, but this year I turned 40. My next birthday in June. I'll be 40. 4 decades? Where the heck did time go? Like, where the heck did it go? But I'm kicking the door down for 40, right? I don't want MS to hold me back. There were MS, and then there were other personal issues too. But with both of those combined, I didn't move. I didn't move, but I'm moving now, right? And that is why I'm getting on here, telling my story, right? I'm just letting people know, because people don't think it's possible that you can get your body back. You can get control back. And I'm not saying I'm healing MS. I'm not. That is something that I'm not possible at doing right now, right? I can't do that. I can't heal MS. But what I can do is eradicate the symptoms, and that's what I am doing. So, doing it boldly, doing it bold, and letting everyone know what it is that I'm doing. I'm doing this raw, authentically, and live. Everyone, do you know how big and major that is? Usually go on Wednesdays, come live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I couldn't even do it Wednesday because last week it was a lot. Like, I had elementary school teacher pass, then I learned someone in my high school class pass. I was emotional. And these are real things that go on. When you're moving your body, when you're waking up your body, everything wakes up, right? There are stored emotions that I have in my body for sure. And then I just wasn't feeling it. So that's the raw and authentic why I'm here. And I'm letting everyone know this is not a walk in the park. This is not, you take what is the thing? Matcha latte, right? You don't just take a matcha latte and do a yoga stretch and everything is good. No, this is hard god darn work, right? It is hard work, but the great thing is it's possible. Oh, you did. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yeah, time goes so fast. I just want to say that this decade of anybody in their 40s, we look good, right? I'm 40-year-olds didn't look like us. Like in their 40s, they didn't look like us before. When I was younger, I used to be like, oh, they look older. No, we look good. So happy birthday, sis. Happy belated birthday. Yes. So that is what I wanted to come in here and talk about, right? That's genuinely what I'm doing, right? So I will be here. You know, 9 is my number. So 9 weeks. This is the second week. This is episode 2. And talking about the darkness and diagnosis, right? Talking about that. If anyone had any questions or anything, you can just put it in the chat and it'll come up on the screen. Just let me know. Let me know. And I just literally, oh man, I've been talking so long. I said I was gonna only be here for 15 minutes, but it was a little bit over. If anyone has any questions, please, I'll be happy to answer them in the chat. If not, I'm going over to Instagram, right? I'm going over to Instagram. They didn't let me be great and link my Instagram. It's too many darn rules with streaming. It's too, at least I can say I'm too old for this, right? I just want to get on here. You're welcome, sis. I just want to get on here and tell my truth because there's two reasons. Number one, there's nobody that's standing up and saying, hey, what could be done? Well, there are people. My sister's right here, right? She's standing up and saying, but I want to stand up because people of color with MS, they act like we don't have it. They pretend like we don't exist. We exist. We here, right? We here. So that is the reason why I was in Dr. Wall's classes and a practitioner because I'm like, no, nobody's gonna hijack healing. If there's anything that can make us feel better, we all need to know it, right? So we all should know. So that is a passion of mine, right? Letting people know, hey, it's possible, right? I gotta drink more water too. Where the heck did my water bottle go? Oh, I need to get water. So hydration is super, 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 super important. Next week, it will be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Please join me. Like, please join me on Wednesday because I'm just want to tell my story. It's possible. I just need people to know that it's possible that you can get control of your body. We just gotta so many symptoms with MS, right? I just want people to live their best life. So thank y'all. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. I'm gonna tell my story. I got a big mouth. I'm gonna keep on blabbing. Coach Anita Monique over on Instagram. Come on over. I'm BFing here too. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all.